Good morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome to the Rietspruit Game Reserve, where it is 9 degrees Celsius, which is cold degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's cold. This morning we have a special guest with us. We're joined by Marine from Ingwe Research Program. She's here to tell us everything we want to know about leopards. I also have Andrew, the incredible Andrew behind the camera in gloves, and Gareth back at FC with probably 6 cups of coffee and a heater, yeah. But it's pleasant, it's lovely to be out, and we're going up in the direction of the sunstroke this morning, trying to get ourselves in the best possible position to find an elusive spotty cat. Obviously very elusive on this reserve, but we are heading into that area because I do think that if we're going to spend anywhere looking for leopards, that's been the most productive of late. There's a female that's hanging around there. I think she's we think it's the Rietspruit 2-3 female. And so we're going to go in that direction and check it out. So,
morning everyone.
Okay, hello Betty, hello Brandy, Mary, Carol, Wendy, Bob. I think I've got everybody. Christine, did I say hello? Nice to have you with us this morning. What's going to happen is Marine's going to take over the comments section. Whoa. She's just watching the YouTube comments. If you have any questions for her or about the project or about leopards or any of those things, send them through on the stream. And then I'll be here taking it easy, really. I'm just an Uber driver for the morning.
Very nice Uber driver.
A leopard searching Uber driver.
Ooh.
Let me check it out quickly. Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, I think we should probably start at the beginning.
Yes.
Tell us how you got into this, how you started it, where it came from.
Sure. So, yeah, so actually Ingwe now is like registered as a non-profit company in South Africa.
Wow.
Only since like July 2024, so very recently.
Oh, yeah.
However, like I've been working on the project for almost 2 years now. It will be like 2 years in November. And yeah, Ingwe is actually, or was now, a project of the On Track Foundation, which is like a UK charity.
Okay.
They're owned by 2 wildlife conservationists, Carol and Will Fox. They actually, they used to, Will used to be the director of Wild Earth.
Really?
And they worked for like 15 years on leopards, on monitoring leopards, on doing camera trap surveys.
Because that's a big component of your research, right? Camera trap surveys.
So, kind of,
okay.
Yeah. I'll explain in a bit how everything works.
Yes, of course.
But yeah, so like Will and Carol worked a lot on the help with the leopard hunting ban in 2016 or so. But anyway, so now recently they decided to give away their babies to someone else, which is me. So yeah, so like it's going to be like 2 years now that I took over Ingwe basically, which is pretty cool.
Okay, sorry. So it's 2 years that you've been on the project, but you actually took it over from them.
Exactly,
okay.
yeah. So but it's just like after doing COVID, like the project died off, and then I came with a new proposition, a new proposal on what to do with Ingwe and the research and all of that. And they approved it, and now, it's been 2 years.
Here you are.
It is pretty cool.
That's amazing, really. So when was it founded? When did you start, or when did they start the project, and what did it look like at the beginning versus what it looks like now?
Yeah, so now, like, I think it was over 15 years ago when they actually started the project. That also actually Ingwe used to belong to someone else, and then they took it over from someone else.
So it's actually a very long-standing
project. Exactly, yeah. But yeah, so like, before, as I said, like mainly camera trap surveys, and they actually one of the person that is part of my board, her name is Dr. Tara Peary. She did her PhD with Ingwe and did a lot of camera trap survey in the Leidenburg area.
Okay.
And now she was not involved with Ingwe for a while, and now she's back
on your board.
Back on the board, which is very exciting to have her also.
I'm
It's
sure
nice
also
continuity, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sure also what you get from the Leidenburg area versus down here is
It's very different.
contrasting.
But I don't do Leidenburg, and I mean the whole project now is very, very different into how it looks basically. But yeah, it's also like it was kind of an adventure.
Been a huge adventure, I'm
and
sure.
now, like having a new board of director and having it registered in South Africa, it makes it a bit different also.
It probably makes it easier.
Kind of. It's not like, let's say like I mean it's easier. It just makes more sense to have it here basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's also.
Very hard. Where? I don't have signal for my radio right now. Nope. All right, so yes, does anyone have a question there for you?
It's just a comment from Mary.
Oh, when Victoria, what did it?
Turns to face the camera. Her jacket is muffing her mic.
Oh, sorry, thanks, Mary. Is it Mary?
Yeah, it's Mary. Thanks, Mary.
Mary, where is my mic? This is the bigger question. Have I pinned it? Oh, yeah, I got it. That makes a lot of sense. All right, let me pin it on the outside. Sorry, Mary. Sorry, crew. That should be better now. All right, so since you've taken over, what forms has the project taken? What does it look like? What does your day-to-day look like?
My day-to-day is not about being out in the bush, unfortunately.
No, sadly for you.
Yeah. But yeah, basically the project is now what is called like a citizen science project. So citizen science is when people who are not researchers collect data on any topics, basically. So like citizen science is very famous for birds.
Yes.
There's a lot of citizen science projects where like birders would go and count the bird species and have a look at like what is occurring where. But now it's basically using people going on game drive, using anyone with a camera trap in their garden to basically share the data that are, to share like images or to share the sightings of leopards with the project.
Okay. And they're doing that, is it through an app?
Yes, so mainly I use like the smart mobile app. So
This
a lot of the
beautiful
people,
leopard terrain.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, is it working again? Ah, nice. Ah, that's cool. Okay, I'm glad. Yeah, that goes a bit ups and downs sometimes.
As is the case with most tech, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You do get a little bit of ebb and flow. There's great hyena tracks here. It's nice to see a hyena track on Rietspruit.
Did you guys have brown hyenas here?
Brown and spotted hyena,
that's
yeah.
cool.
I haven't seen either in the almost 3 weeks today that we've been here.
How is it?
Yeah, the populations are quite low. Watch out, Andrew. Stations, can you just confirm if those kankai are on, or those cheetah are on the southeastern corner of Lowveld or Kaya?
Yeah, they are on Kaya.
Copy.
Yeah, it's gorgeous here.
I do love this section. I think we found a new gem, Andrew, well, not found a new one. But yeah, it is going to pop us out there. I can see on our little map
that we're gonna pop out right at Lemondura and Krip. And then we'll move on to the reservoir and then to Kudu Krip and really just hit the water points quite early in the morning. We really would really love to find a leopard with marine. I'm starting to sound like a stuck record as to how often I would like to see a leopard, but
Have you seen the leopard since you're
I haven't seen one here.
Okay.
No. I was very fortunate in that I lived and worked on Mala Mala.
Ooh, yeah.
So I saw probably more than my life's fair share of leopards. But now it's tricky. Just hold on, this is a bit undulating here. Ooh, look how much lower Marine is than me. Granted, I'm sitting on a pillow, but still, you can understand that there. And now I'm lower than you.
For how many years did you work in Mala Mala?
I was there for 3.5 years.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but we would record a ridiculous amount of leopards. Some days we would see 15 individuals, but on average we averaged 5 individuals a day.
Oh my word.
So you wouldn't count a sighting twice. If you had a sighting of one female in the morning and you saw her again in the afternoon, you wouldn't record the afternoon sighting.
Sure.
Unless she did something unique in the afternoon, like made a kill in front of you, or
Even if it was at a different location?
you logged the first location of the day,
Okay.
and then if anything noteworthy happened, you logged where it was happening.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, I kind of think like maybe I didn't choose the right study site to see so many leopards.
No, but you know what? When I look at, because there's researchers doing very extensive work in that area. They've been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah.
And that's such a robust data set that I think that this project that you're doing excites me so much, because we need the contrast. We know that that's a well-established, thriving population. We can get a lot of data from them, but it doesn't help, because if you think about the Kruger National Park as a long, thin rectangle. The Sabi Sands study site is probably a tiny little block in the corner. So even if, I don't know if it's a strange thing, but if my screen is the Kruger National Park, my thumb is probably equivalent to, if I'm orientating it correctly, equivalent to the size of that study sample.
Yeah.
So now where Marina is going would be into the equivalent of maybe half of this free world sign. I'm really just using what I've got here. And we really need that. We need more continuity across greater landscapes, because in this area the leopards face very different contexts. They're a lot more shy, they're elusive. Very few of them are really well habituated, contrasting to the study that's done further south, where there's probably 120 known individuals that are seen frequently. I mean, in the space that I was on, which is probably a quarter of the size of the whole study sample, we could see about 43 individuals.
Sure.
So if you extrapolate that, there's a lot of leopards in that area that you were seeing. I'd argue that the density is probably almost as high here, maybe not quite as high, because there's not as much artificial water across your study site.
I don't think it's as high here, because I think in the Sabisen the leopard population is almost at carrying capacity.
Oh yes, it's definitely at capacity. Yeah.
So like it's which is one of the highest density.
So this is not. This wouldn't be close to.
No, I really don't think so. And I think like also like the whole Sabisen area, it's much more. I mean, there's much less threats also.
There's a lot less.
And then I think there's a lot of prey anyway, so like in the whole population that is doing very well. Which are, in all of the reserve that I work with, we have completely different like challenges.
I'm pulling out of these 2 Madagascar Kang with one from the next door. One section on luck. So let's Kaya up and down there.
The male cheetahs have been found on Kaya. So we're just they're in the southeastern corner is what they're calling it. So maybe if they come just further west, they'll pop down the corridor and we'll have them tomorrow afternoon.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. But yeah, so like the leopard in the whole area that I'm studying are facing, I think, different threats. And also the amount of prey is also not the same, although it's something like to study on its own, but like the amount of prey is not the same as in the Sabi-Sand. We're having issue with the roads also, and much more like snares also in the area. So like the challenges are different, so I think the population will be a completely different stage basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as established.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look.
Oh yeah. Not sure I don't be able to.
Oh, Carol wants to know, since you've been back, how many more reserves have come on board with the project?
Since I've arrived in Rietspruit.
Yeah.
So actually, there's one lodge that came on board in Olifants West.
That's good.
Sausage Tree Camp, actually. Very nice team. And then I don't have any confirmation, but I have, like, because I've made so many other meeting and presentation, a lot of people told me, wait, I have contact in that area, I have contact in that reserve, so I'm going to get them on board.
Okay, cool.
So I think it's going to be a bit like of a process, basically. So I'm hoping there's 4 or 5 reserves that I really would like to get on board because they're like a gap in my map, basically. And I've told quite a few people about those reserves, and so many people know people working inside. So I'm kind of like counting of others to bring more reserves on board and all of that.
It sounds like you need to fill the...
No, exactly. There's some areas. But yeah, so for now only one lodge, but I'm sure like by the end of the year we'd get more also. Yeah.
How many lodges are part of your study size?
So, and I mean, number of reserve, I'm on, I think 35 reserves, but like in some areas, especially like Olifants West, now there's 4 different, so there's 3 lodges, there's Pondoro, Naledi, and Sausage Tree that are participating, and then I get data from Rietspruit Africa, which is my very close partner also. I work very closely with them.
Nice.
So, yeah, so like some areas are like more covered or like,
you've got more extensive.
But also because they have like different traverse rights in a reserve, so like depending on the lodges, they are allowed to go in certain direction and certain area. It's nice to have multiple lodges because then it covers also different ground.
Absolutely. Mary wants to know, how much of an impact has AI had?
I can't see any other question.
Oh, don't worry.
Okay.
Mary wants to know, how much of an impact has AI had, and do you expect it to have on your research?
Sure. AI, I couldn't do the job without AI. Like, I was like, I'm using this platform called the African Carnivore White Book, which basically, it belongs to a mother organization called White Me, and they basically, so they're using this AI to help like with like the spots identification, and like every month I receive between 400 and 600 images, and if I had to go through all of these images one at a time and compare one images with potential AD kits, I would not be doing that job, to be honest. So it's a huge time saver for researchers in general. I do still spend a couple of hours a month working on all of the images, of course, but it's a fantastic tool, and like so ACW, the African Carnivore Wild Book, is one of the platform, but there's plenty other. There's one on giraffes, there's one on zebras, there's one on sharks, and all of that, and all of these platforms are really like a central tool now for conservation.
No way.
What's happening?
I don't know, it looks like a leopard track, to be honest with you, with fresh scat as well. So if you have a look here, I mean, I'm just cautious, but these are not cheetah tracks. These are leopard tracks. Have a look. So if I'm looking between the difference between a leopard track and the cheetah track, the first thing I'm going to look at is what's happening on the top. So here it almost goes straight across. It's a little bump. A cheetah's going to be far more pronounced, with very elongated feather. So this definitely looks like Ingwe. So my radar is very low. Definitely looks like leopard, and a leopard that's been here very recently. Do you want to collect some scat?
So I'm not doing a scat study at the moment, so I'll be fine.
So you'll be okay.
Thank you for the offer, though.
Marine's
very
declining my leopard feces. So rude, you know. I was ready to give her a nice big chunk of leopard feces. Part of the research that was done, that I was involved in, was actually quite a bit of scat analysis. And that was for data. You know, they've collected a lot of data for food. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go up this road just to see if we get any tracks that cut onto here. And then if we do, obviously we'll follow them, but if we don't, what I'll do is head around, you know, carry on east on that road and see if there's any further sign. But back to what I was saying is that scat analysis formed quite a large, no, it didn't form a large part, but it was definitely a portion of the study. But I think there it was about genetics and understanding paternities, because you could spend so much time with individuals. You knew who the mother was. The tracks are on the road. This is a beautiful male leopard who's walked here. I know he's beautiful because he's a leopard. He can only be beautiful. I've never felt so excited. I have felt so excited, but I feel pretty excited at the moment. Okay, but there's no scat analysis in your work at the moment.
No. Like, it's true, like scat analysis is very good, like, for genetic, and I think it's something that needs to be worked on now with the leopards. But yeah, to see also like how viable basically the populations is. But then, like, we won't be part of the project at the moment. Like, it requires them of lab work and all of that, and permits also. It's a whole different project. So it's probably something we could look at in the future, but it's not the priority now. But yeah, that's
makes sense. Mary says a good rule of life is don't accept random scat. Mysterious.
Fair enough.
The tracks are carrying on there. Have they gone? Well, let me hop out and just have a little look. It's always good to check these junctions.
Yeah, they're here. I can see them ahead of the vehicle.
Carrying on. Yeah, he has carried on the road. I really hope we find this leopard. That would be unbelievable.
Just saying quick hi to my mom and my partner who are behind the screen also.
Hi, Mom. Cute. Oh, he's a beautiful giraffe. Have you seen a leopard?
Oh, nice. Hello.
Pretty girl over here.
Morning.
She would be worth following and spending time, well, not following, but watching her behavior. With their incredibly sharp eyesight, she's going to have... Ooh, it looked like a tear fell out of her eye. I think it's very unlikely, but there might be a spider web that she's carrying that caught the light there. But because they have fantastic eyesight, they fixate on predators. So if that leopard had been through here very recently, she would still be frozen still and looking directly towards where it had gone. So I think maybe we're a couple of hours behind that leopard, but not to say that it's...
I think we're going to find it just chilling somewhere.
Yeah,
gorgeously, you know.
Lounging in the sunlight, bathing itself.
Oof, I'm getting excited now.
Yeah, you have to. You have to get excited. We have to use our imagination for leopards on Rietspruit. We're spoiled with other things, but...
Yeah, but I mean, this is what makes like a leopard sighting so special, actually. It's because you struggle so hard to find one. And when you see one, then it's
It
like,
definitely adds a layer,
Yeah.
but I promise you, when they are tumbling all over each other
it's the best.
and they are playing and they're having fun in front of you, you don't care how easy it is to find them.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
But I agree with you. You know, there's a portion of what makes a leopard so attractive is the fact that it can withhold secrets if it wants to,
Exactly.
and still survive and persist in inhospitable terrains and areas, and they are an absolutely fascinating animal from on that front. So what has been some of the more surprising findings in your research in the last 2 or 3 years?
So I don't have, actually, no, it's not surprising, but there's just some cool stories.
Yeah,
I mean,
cool
for now,
stuff.
I mean, there's just like, we're still at the beginning in terms of data analysis. I got like 2 interns now.
Oh, nice.
So like, I can't say anything like major at the moment. Are we looking at it? Sorry,
I'm
I'm
just
just
see
getting,
where he's going.
sorry, just keeping an eye out also.
Yes, but you were saying,
Yeah,
sorry.
so like, it's just like what I really enjoy also with the project is the fact that there are so many people now collaborating and working together. I think when I started initially, a lot of people were telling me this is not going to work because everyone is so protective over their own data, over what's happening in their own reserve, and they will never agree to share information at a bigger scale. So that's probably one of the most surprising part of the research is actually people open up and starting
Collaborating,
understanding
yeah.
like the benefits of having, as I said, like a bigger picture. And like recently I had like this cool thing that happened between the Glacieri, which is part of the APNR, and Olifants West, which is so like west of Glacieri.
It's marked here.
Are we looking? Sorry, I'm just getting.
Yeah, the leopard still walked on the roads and marked here.
Should we keep an eye out first?
No, you
It's fine.
carry on, you carry on.
So like in the Glacieri, I had one of the team like from Nzumba camp. They have camera traps and they had captured this leopard, and they told me about a leopard called the Wild Dog Dam. So I think the first sighting I had of him was in November 2022 actually. And then he was sighted a bit and then basically almost like disappeared, no sighting for a while. And then the team in Pondoro Game Lodge in Olifants, or Baluli actually, they're part of Baluli, they sent me a picture one day of this beautiful male leopard, and they were like, Marine, who is that leopard? And I was like, oh wait, let me put it on the AI and see actually who that is. And then I found out that was a wild dog male.
No way.
And now so I was like, oh, that's what last time he was seen was like, I can't remember, 8 months or a year ago. And now he's in Baluli. And then another team from another lodge, another reserve, Wild River, and the team from Rukia, they also went on a drive in a different reserve. And then Sam, the guide, sent me a picture. He's like, oh, Marine, who is that leopard? And they were like, oh, wait, I actually saw him not a long time ago. And then I told them this is a wild dog dam male. So now this leopard was initially in the Glacieri, moved to Baluli, went to another reserve called Excellence, and it was captured by 3 different teams, basically. And what is quite amazing is that just with people like sharing their data, then we understand where leopards are moving. And instead of for the team in Nzumba to think that this leopard might be dead or might just have disappeared, now we actually know where he is. And that's fantastic. And also, if we didn't have like this collaboration, we would think it's 3 different leopards. So Nzumba would call it as one, Rukia as one, and then Pondoro as another one. But actually it's one individual.
Yeah.
And so like this work also really helps like streamlining the real number of leopards in the area.
Amazing, an
which
amazing
is,
story.
I think like a very cool,
That's so cool.
a very cool benefit of the project.
Was he an old male or a very young male?
No, he must be around, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 or so years old.
Okay.
So yeah, it would be interesting to know why he left the area.
Marine, is this more scat on your left hand side?
There is some scat, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
And scrape as well. He kicked that. He
Where?
has. Look, there's his track on the
Yeah.
left. Very fresh. Folks, we are just behind this leopard.
Everyone keep your eyes out.
Eyes peeled. I think this is by far the closest we've been. His tracks are looking really good. He's obviously on a territorial patrol, so he's defecating as they use it as a territorial measure. I'll lose my mind, silently lose my mind. Silently and respectfully lose my mind.
I might not do it silently though.
He'll lose him like this. Andrew, how drivable is the deep slit?
Sure, as long as you're in low range.
Okay, which way? Which way?
Right.
We have to go right?
I don't think you can get out if you go left.
I hope that he's... Okay. No, the reason I'm asking Maureen how old that young male was, can you see tracks?
Not now.
Not at the moment. Just keep an eye out. Is because young males will often go independent and nomadic once they push off from their mother.
Yeah.
That's usually around the 2-year mark, but they go further and further the older they get. So around 2 years they might not be seen with their mom, but they're often very close to within her area. And then as they disperse further, they can be seen very far away. We've had very similar stories of individuals. I can carry on, right? And then there's another element, and that is that when a leopard gets old and starts to lose grip on his territory, he'll also end up becoming nomadic. And that process is after his territorial years, after he's been pushed out of his territory. And so, one moment please, just need to get this vehicle back in low range. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk here, and if the tracks aren't here, what I'm going to do is go back to where we were and just see how far we can go in the deep slit in the other direction, just because those tracks are steaming hot. I don't want to lose him.
Just checking.
No, I'm not seeing anything here. I think we do need to turn around, just scratch around where we descended into the river and see if there's any potential for those tracks there. He's got to be here. The only thing that's going to make our life a little bit difficult is if he's crossed directly through the drainage line and onto the other side, then we could find ourselves in a tricky spot because he would have then given us the slip. There is a road on the other side, but let's just go back and ascertain what's going on. I'll check if anybody's got any more questions for us. Whoopsie, that's me.
I can start seeing some newcomer actually.
Hello Brian. Hello Janine. Welcome. Hi Liz. Nice of the three of you to be joining us. We are deep in the throes of a leopard search. It's very handy that the day that Maureen from a leopard research project is here and we have the steamiest, freshest male leopard tracks I have ever had on Rietspruit. Careful behind you, it's a knobthorn.
No, actually used to be very bad luck with leopard sightings. When I used to live in Rietspruit, people didn't want to go on game drive with me because there was bad luck with leopards.
Oh, you're bad leopard luck.
But I think I think the luck is coming back though.
Okay, I really hope so, because otherwise,
that's like already.
Otherwise, this is a futile effort. No, I'm just joking.
I went twice to Kruger now. Twice I've seen the leopard, so
Okay, that's
no,
amazing.
that's like.
Do you have any of the Kruger leopards in your study?
So
Or not
yeah, I
really?
do actually for Kruger. I get all of the data from latest sightings.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, which is very cool. So they send everything every month. And actually, Carol, who's with us this morning. Sorry, we're in the morning.
Might be night somewhere.
Carol is actually the one dealing with all of the data. So thank you, Carol, again.
Nice,
Because
Carol.
she basically, yeah. So I receive all of the data. I mean, I receive an Excel document with all of the images, and Carol like select all of them, reformat them, and re-prepare a new document for me to upload all of those data into the African Carnivore Wild Book. So yeah, that's amazing because that's often a lot of data actually, and that's a huge help for me. So yeah.
That's
Go,
pretty
Carol.
good.
Yeah.
Just more citizens contributing to science.
Yeah, and like there's other people like actually there's Marion who is actually on drive also with us now. She is one of the residents from Moditlo Wildlife Estate in the area.
Oh, yes.
And herself and another person, Robin, they are also helping out with gathering all of the data from the other residents and formatting all of them also for me so I can upload them directly on the platform.
Oh, that's
So I have
fantastic.
quite a few people like that that are actually helping out. And that's a huge help because, I mean, yeah, that's...
Yeah, it's a lot. You've
really
taken
struggle
on
by
a
myself.
huge load of work.
Yes, exactly. And it's also just very nice to have, I feel I have like a bit of a team also. Which
Yeah,
is,
a
which
bit of
is-
support.
Yeah, which is very nice.
I'm going to get out and just walk and see if I can see anything further. You keep chatting.
Yeah.
Ask Maureen your leopard questions. Let me see if I can find one.
Let's see if I have any questions there. Is there a bit of a delay? Is there a bit of a delay?
Oh, on the YouTube, yeah, by like a second or two.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, please just pop them in. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat, although mine doesn't update all the time, but sure. Let's see. Any comment there? Roadblock made by the Ellies. Yeah. Interesting. Sure. Yeah, I think so. I think in total there are about I think almost 10 people that are actually helping out with
Crazy.
yeah, with formatting the data, which is
That's really
which is very, very cool.
growing quite quickly, eh?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I think next year I'm going to need an assistant. I wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be fantastic. Actually, one of my friends joined me for like the first week in Rietspruit, and it was so nice to have someone helping me out with different things. So it was absolutely great.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Nice to have a helping hand.
Yeah, it's just like we're just getting more ideas also, and just having the support. Yeah, exactly.
All right, there's no tracks there.
No?
I just want to check that he hasn't crossed just straight through, which is always a chance. But I heard you chatting. I wasn't really listening because I was trying to look for this leopard. When you're in Rietspruit, what takes up in this area? What takes up most of your time? You know,
So I'm just looking, sorry,
Oh, you've
Carol
got-
just said Marina on the public chat, not the pack chat, but yeah, so you will see
Anyone
Yeah.
following up on our
how do I get to the pack?
track of one of the
I'll send it to you.
Lowveld of South River Junction. Just as I heard them calling from this morning, so I would check the west side of Portsmouth.
when he says sad to hear about leopards killed by cars this year. Have there been a few?
Yeah, I think we lost 7 leopards this year, but one was actually hit by the train.
He was a well-known male, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
his name was Muluri, or
Yeah.
Shivati actually. I mean, in the Rietspruit Game Reserve, he was known as Shivati. And he must have been like 11 years old.
But it was beautiful.
So very, very sad. I mean, we had a lot of speculation about oops, exactly if you had been hit by a car first and then moved to the train. But actually, yeah, it was definitely the train. They got confirmation recently. It's a very sad story, but we do believe he had been injured before and was probably on a fight with another young male called Kuzile, who was actually born north of Rietspruit in Raptors View.
Okay.
And Kuzile had like a big scar on his face, and Muluri also was a bit injured. So we think maybe he got a bit of a smack.
Yeah.
And
the train.
yeah. But yeah, we lost another.
Okay, hold on, everybody.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry. Gosh.
Ooh, Andrew, engage your core.
Oh.
Yeah, good stuff. We made it. Okay, so that's one case, and that was actually a train.
So that one was a train, and then we lost another 6 on the road.
Another 6.
Yeah, on different roads. So it was on the R40, and also there's some on the Argyle Road, which is the road that goes to around the airport.
He's been here.
Yeah?
We're still on his tracks.
Oh, nice, amazing. Okay. It must be the Blowbank male. If it's a male, you think it's a male?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, must be
Definitely a
Blowbank.
male. I think he's cut onto that game trail, so we'll just do what we can here. Okay, so I mean, how big, if you can lose 6 leopards on, car or traffic accidents, how many do you think what do you think your population of leopards in this area is?
Look, it's very difficult to say. We've identified 167 leopards
Oh,
in
wow.
the area, but there's definitely more because I have still like plenty ID kits that are not complete.
Yeah.
There's definitely more. So look, I think we'll have to do like the full data analysis to actually know how many leopards are in the area.
But at 160 odd, I mean, that's pretty amazing. That's
For all of the reserves involved, yeah.
yeah.
But I would say, like, if I look in different reserves, there's often, between 5 and 8 individuals are seen on a regular basis. I mean, it depends on the reserve, of course. Like, like Thorny Bush, for example, Kapama, it's a bit different.
Yeah.
And there's a bit more. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to try to get like a good estimate, actually. That would be pretty cool.
And it's mainly, like you've said, citizen science. Do you have your own camera trap data, or is that from previous years? Or?
No, I don't have any of my own camera traps, actually.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
So all of the camera trap images I receive is from people that have their own cameras. So they're not like placed strategically in the reserve. I just use what is there already. We'll do a camera trap study next year, which will be like designed like a normal camera trap study.
Okay, that'll be amazing. There's more traps.
But yeah, that's different.
Watch out. So
Yes,
I'll do it. I'll interview you from
Same,
our
sorry,
our
yeah.
pack. No, don't worry.
Maybe I don't know.
Okay, so Liz says, Marine, what is the focus of your leopard research? What is the focus of why you're doing all this research?
So one thing is to try to have a better understanding of the number of leopard in the area. Just because globally we don't know how many leopards are actually in South Africa. It's between 2,000 and 11,000.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, it's trying to contribute to the global effort by trying to find exactly what is the correct number. We'll never know the exact number, but at least not to have like such a big bracket.
That's
basically.
a huge bracket.
Yeah, between 2,000 and 11,000. I mean, there's a world in between. But also to really understand how they're dispersing from one area to another. How successful are they actually at dispersing? And I think one other thing that for me is very important is like to get the people. When you get people involved in research, then they're much more willing also to help out if something needs to change, or if, like for the roads, for example, it would be the fact that people are actually contributing to the research. It would be much easier to implement if we're able to implement like measures on the road that can reduce road kills. Because people now are getting attached also. We create a connection to the leopard and to nature in general. So I think this brings for me like a huge benefit also. Reconnecting people
to the wildlife.
To the wildlife, yeah.
Creating buy-in, general buy-in.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's Julie. Says we need to start fundraisers for giant speed bumps.
Yes.
Giant speed bumps. Make the roads leopard friendly.
You know, actually, what I like? I like speed bump with like rosette pattern on it.
Yeah. Not a zebra.
I think
That would be amazing.
Yeah, like put like rosette pattern, and then you could get one with like the painted with wild dogs.
Exactly.
Yeah, with wild dog pattern and hyenas, just for a bit of awareness. I'm doubting the roads agency is going to approve that. But, you never know. Oh, I know.
No, that's looks like maybe mongoose droppings here.
But yeah, like it's something we're working on. I have like an important meeting on the 7th of October actually to talk about potential mitigation measures on the roads. But we also need to be realistic that it takes time to implement any of that. But indeed, like I think it's possible that, for example, the people who tell us, well, we don't have the money to actually put speed bump. But this is why that's why citizen science could be a cool thing, because now people will be much more willing to help paying for the speed bump, like to fundraise for those speed bump. Then makes a lot of sense for the residents of Rietspruit, for anyone who's involved in the project.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
We need this amount of money for 4 speed bump.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will be kind of easy to actually find the money for that.
Yeah.
Because people have been involved, you know.
But I think as well, yeah, he's moving here. These are slightly older tracks, but it's just good to get an idea of where this male leopard is moving. It's not, and understand that I would do anything for the success of leopards and the species. But when you look at the way these marine study sites is set up across big roads within reserves that are in marginal areas, on the fringes of big game reserves. If you've got, what did you say, 167 on record, and you lose seven in a year is a large percentage. Well, it's a lot of leopards to lose, and it's a lot of roadkill, especially when you think about the fact that you do see roadkill in South Africa, but I can't honestly say that I've ever seen leopard roadkill, and thank goodness. I think I'd be devastated. But the reality is that we have to understand that this is not a perfectly protected area. And the study sample is also not one closed, fenced-off environment like parallel studies. The complexity is that there are fences, there are smaller reserves, there are marginal lands, there's a whole lot of residential area, even if you look at some of the estates that surround Rietspruit that have a good leopard population. You are going to find human-wildlife conflict, and it's something that the more we know about it, the more we can mitigate it. But until then, it's very difficult. We're weaving in and out of this river now, mainly just trying to see if we can intercept him anywhere.
So it's just a question there.
Yeah, I can send it. I'll send you the link real quick. Have you seen anything about Nsakelo for a while? Or Carol says I have not seen anything about Nsakelo for a while. Do you think he has dispersed?
Yeah, I think.
Tell us about him. I don't know who he is.
Nsakelo, he's a beautiful pig-nosed male leopard from the Rietspruit Wildlife Estate. So he must be 2.5, over slightly more than 2.5 years old now.
Okay, it's definitely a dispersal age.
Yeah, so he dispersed finally, I want to say, from Rietspruit Wildlife Estate. Yeah, I think he was being a bit too comfortable and was starting to create a bit of tension.
Oh, is he the guy?
Yes. So I'm glad he left. So we're just kind of trying to get everyone patient enough to allow him to disperse.
Okay.
And he's gone now. And the last time. So he's been moving in a lot of different reserves, so I got sighting of him in different reserves. But last time I have a sighting of him is in June, and it was in Rietspruit.
Oh, nice. So he has moved
further, which quite interesting, because between HWE and Rietspruit there's a lot of roads, and it's really like human area basically. So he crossed, and he was seen on the road there. But I don't have any news. I'm slightly worried about him, but in the same time, another leopard from also HW, Klanga, when he dispersed, he disappeared for I think 6 or 8 months.
Yeah, it happens.
And then he was found in Kapama. So he didn't go that far, but then he's now settling in Kapama. So I'm hoping that Ntsakelo will find a new place and will be like, find his new home basically. So, but yeah.
What happens a lot, and Maureen can attest to this, but what happens a lot in the ages when male leopards start dispersing is that if you can imagine an area where there's just everywhere is taken, right? All of the territories are taken and accounted for, and you are the weakest and the lowest in the pecking order. So they effectively, to me, I think of them as, you know, those bouncy balls that kids bounce with, that you can bounce and they go so high. That's what I think of male leopards as. They bounce and they ricochet off another male's territory, and they bounce into the next territory, and they actually have to keep bouncing and flying very much under the radar. So they're not scent marking, they're not calling, they're leaving as little evidence as they possibly can in an area, because they have not got the bulk to be able to challenge for territory yet. And in that process, like Marina shared with us...
Did you smell?
No. What can you smell?
I don't know. It was a funny smell.
I'm just tasting coffee.
I lost it now. Did you smell anything, Andrew?
I can't smell anything.
Come
My
on.
nose is blocked.
I'm usually pretty sharp on the nose stuff. Oh well, keep our noses
Let's see.
to the air and see if we can smell anything. Janine says that speed bumps are going to be cheaper than over and underpasses. They will be, but over and underpasses really create a huge system.
Yeah.
So for now, they would be much cheaper.
Like overpass are great, but then they need to be extremely monitored, you know, because then if you allow animals to use them, you allow people also to use them.
Oh.
Which then creates, I mean, I think it's fantastic, but then you need even better security as well. And you kind of it's for also for the underpasses, if you want to use underpasses and you want the animals to actually, you need to channel them in those areas. So you almost need to have better fencing. So the fences are hard fences, even for leopards, which is tough to
Really hard to
create
keep a
hard
leopard.
fence for a leopard. But to try to get them to channel them into safer environment. And that's the thing. It could be possible, but it's also requiring a huge investment for the reserves to upgrade all of the fences. I mean, fencing costs a fortune, so I don't think it's realistic at the moment. It would be great if someone can do it, but yeah.
Yeah, it would be great.
I think in the meantime, I think anything that we do on the road as a speed bump, reducing speed limit, putting speed traps,
Yeah.
this would help. Yeah.
Last station, can you just confirm the species?
Female cheetah with its youngster.
Copy, thank you. That's good. Good to know. Sounds like they found my bye-bye. The cheetah
No, no.
and her cub. Maybe if we can, we'll slowly start making our way in that direction.
Did we lose the track now?
Yeah, I've lost the track. There were tracks a little bit further back, but I mean they were.
No, that's fresh.
No, well, it's difficult to tell because we've had a bit of wind and a little bit of rainfall, but not like the first ones we were on. Unfortunately, that drainage line's tricky to drive to certain parts. Mary says it makes sense that a dispersal male would be more elusive than a territorial male.
Yes.
I mean, I don't, you know, if they're
Because they're going to be moving like much more, so it's more
That's what it
difficult
is.
to find them.
Oh, the mountains are looking pretty behind us. Don't worry, Andrew, don't contort. Everybody knows what the mountains look like. There you go. Okay. Yeah, so they will, you're right. Dispersal male is going to be moving more, so more difficult to keep tabs on, but the habituation doesn't really change. They don't act more nervous when they've just dispersed or less nervous, and if they do, it's really marginal. So their level of comfort with humans doesn't really change based on whether or not they're with mom or whether or not they're in a new area, especially not how they're responding to people. It's different for how they're responding to other. Is Kevin doing some gym?
What?
Kevin.
Is it? Oh, I should say hi to him.
He's good in the mornings. He does all the maintenance on the roads and the reserve. But
This is where I fell off.
Is it?
this is where Andrew fell off the vehicle the other night.
Shame.
He got bounced, quite literally. There's nice elephant tracks here. I'm going to continue in this direction. There's still more leopard tracks here, so... Okay, you're going to have to hold tight because this is one of those. Everybody, I don't want to throw anyone off. Gareth and I did this the other day and we lost both of our cell phones.
Is it?
Yeah, it's one of those roads, isn't it?
Oh, shit. Wow.
How's that clutch?
Ollie.
My clutch is fine. I just, this is a serious incline. Okay, got a little bit more 4x4 on our side now. Off we go in a puff of smoke. I don't know what Basil's saying in my ear, but I can hear that he's being cheeky. Oh, gotta get a bit more of a run up. This is quite a serious
Yeah, it's a proper
incline.
Imagine why I fell out.
Now, this is no wonder why we lost Andrew out the car here. Okay, hold on. We're nearly at the top.
Yes. Yeah. Well done. That's very fresh cookie.
That was an experience.
Sure.
We're still here.
Yeah, well done.
We have 3 people on the vehicle. So 3 for 3. I'm proud. I
Well
feel
done.
good.
Good job. Sure.
Okay, we're gonna pop out at Seskant. And believe it or not, there were still good leopard tracks, very fresh, crossing through. So I can't decide if we're just behind this male. Well, that's what I think, to be honest with you, or if he's teasing us. No, just joking. Of course, they don't have any of that level of malice. There's really good elephant poop here. Very good elephant dung, elephant tracks. Of course it makes sense because we're coming up to a water source now. I can't imagine Basil being cheeky. You would be surprised. Thank you. Power woman. I'll take it. Woman power, rather. You know that's going to happen when you head up that. How pretty is that? Good job, Andrew.
Blankets.
I'm in two minds. Half of me thinks there's so many good leopard tracks in this area, we should stick around, and the other half of me thinks, well,
It'll be difficult.
the cheetah and her cub are on the other side of the reserve, but at least we know where they are. What I'm going to do is take the route that's going to maximize our potential leopard viewing. But if we slowly make our way out of the area and towards that mother cheetah and her cub, that'll be okay too. What do you think?
Yeah, not bad.
Sound good?
Are the dogs still on the reserve, actually?
The dogs are still on the reserve. I don't know where they are. I see there is a comment about the dogs. They were on Kaya yesterday. I missed what they were. I don't want to go down Seskant. I want to go up Seskant. I need to turn around. Although, actually, no, I'm just thinking about those tracks that we've had and the loop we've done, and just.
Now you want to check if we maybe came out?
Yeah. Ooh.
Sorry, people, it's a bit cold.
There's a nip in the air that's pretty brutal at the
A
moment.
little bit.
Crossing over to Brent.
How many of the leopards in your study sample have you seen? A few.
None.
None. What do you have?
Tough question to ask. I really like it's quite annoying because I feel like I know like a lot of them quite well.
Yeah, you know them
haven't-
personally.
But I haven't seen them yet.
Really?
No, it's very annoying.
Wow.
Actually, like now that I'm staying in Moditlo,
Yes.
and twice there were a leopard sighted on Moditlo, and I was out. Once I was in town, and the last time I was coming back from Kruger. So yeah, I was a bit frustrated.
You missed it twice.
But yeah, it is a bit. Like I don't go like a lot on game drive also when I'm here. You know, like it's. Although I would like to go every day, it's not also the reason I'm here.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to at least meet one of the leopard that
That you're studying.
yeah that I'm looking for.
That I'm looking for.
So
That would be really helpful.
yeah, it would just be quite nice.
Yeah.
I think, you know.
Very nice to see them.
I wish they would just know that I'm coming, and then they're just like, okay, I'm just going to come and say hi, but it's not
Let
how
me
it
just
works.
lounge in the tree closest to Marine's house.
Yeah.
So that she can know that I'm worth preserving.
Exactly, you know, every now and then I need a reminder why I'm doing this.
Why am I doing this?
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky for you. You don't have that rewarding element because these leopards in this area are so much more elusive and difficult to find and difficult to spend time with. So
But also, like, because like the reality that I only come here once or twice a year.
yes,
So I'm also not helping myself in the sense that, like,
yeah.
oh, sorry, the wind is just a bit hectic.
No, it's tricky because probably one of the most powerful things in understanding leopards is knowing, and that's why it's been quite tricky for us, especially Gareth and I on the Rietspruit Game Reserve lately, is knowing the movement of each individual and the nuances of how they move around their territory. If you lose their tracks on this game trail and you go ahead to this game trail, you'll generally be able to pick up fresh sign, or, you know, when you spend so much time observing an individual on its territorial patrols, you know when to where you can intercept it and anticipate finding it, or what its they have a lot of patterns of behavior. So when you're not in the area for a long time and then you come back and readjusting to, because although they have patterns of behavior, they're always nuanced, they're always shifting a little bit, they're always, you know, and so what looked like this in January looks like this in June,
absolutely.
looks like this in in sort of August looks like this by December. And so although it's within a same space, it's very much, there's a lot of movement and
there's so many different elements and influencing their movements also.
So when you're with them all the time, you're not even realizing how much things are changing because you're just picking up on a little change here and then a little change there, and the tweaks you're seeing if you're seeing them twice a week. But if you're not, you'll very quickly lose track of what exactly is going on. Okay, we're getting to the area where Andrew had a tail of a leopard 2 days ago. Not quite here, but just a flash sighting.
They're trying to get mobile. They were just south of the Lowveld of South Africa on Rietspruit. Okay. Copy that for just a little bit of video.
Was that a grey-headed bush shrike?
Where?
Oh, look, it is. See if you can get. Oh, Andrew, I'm making your life difficult. Can you? No, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone. He sat there for a nice 2 seconds, the bush shrike, and then he flew off. Okay, it sounds like those cheetahs are on the move and that it might become tricky, but I'm still going to slowly start making our way in that direction. Chances might not be as good as we initially hoped, but at least, you know, if we put ourselves in the right position, we stand a chance, we have a shot at it. There are rhino tracks going in the opposite direction to us on this road too. There's evidence of a lot of animals around this morning, but we actually haven't seen too many, have we? We've had tracks of 3 of the big 5. If it were a tracking drive, would be
great.
Oh, look there! There's a
what was it?
African harrier hawk perched there. It looked like it might be fishing out from cavity nest. I don't know if you can get there. And there you go. Oh, that's really cool.
Awesome.
Look how beautiful that is.
Gorgeous,
See how the legs have no feathers, so if he wants to stick those legs deep in the hole of another nesting bird, even a snake or a lizard, he can push those legs in quite deep to be able to pull his prey out.
Very cool.
It's very brutal to watch them when they're hunting and they retrieve birds from cavity nests and things, but nice to see them. Haven't seen an African harrier hawk in a while.
I got a private message from Marion saying that I need to come more often in the area.
Yeah. Come visit more often.
To get to know the leopard more.
You do.
Yeah. Fortunately, you know, like it's all these trips are definitely have a bit of a cost also. So like
of course, yes.
So it's also something to take into account.
There's always that.
And of course, like I could, if I was living in the area, it would be easier actually.
Very true.
But yeah, it was a bit of a choice also for me to move. But, which I don't regret.
The Cape is beautiful.
Yeah.
There's leopards in the Cape. The Cape leopard, they are even more elusive and even smaller densities than the leopards we're trying to find in this area. So that would be a very challenging study to undertake, is studying the Cape leopard population. But there are researchers on it, aren't there?
The Cape Leopard Trust is doing like a fantastic job, I think, in the area. But then citizen science would never work for the Cape.
No, because you won't see them.
Because you never see them. Yeah,
you never see them.
That's why camera trap studies are so important.
Absolutely.
So like that's why actually like I think camera traps are definitely like a great tool, but it's true that I don't do the camera trap studies in the reserve where there's so many people driving.
Yes.
Because I think, of course, it gives us also indication at what's happening at night, and we know leopards are moving at night. But I also feel there's already a lot of info from all of the game drive, from early morning game drive to even the night drive, that can give some info. And there are still a couple of camera traps anyway. So.
Yeah. I guess it's the elusive individuals, the individuals that are not habituated, that we, you know, there must be blank spots within your research sites where very, very seldom is that leopard seen.
Absolutely, yeah. But I think, you know, then we can start, like, you know what, maybe like in some time, then one day to add some camera traps and some blind spots, as you said, to try to understand what's happening in those areas.
Yeah. Because there'll be leopards there. They'll just be more elusive or more.
Yeah. No, 100%.
So, even though it's been all about Panthera pardus, we have a key word that we need to share with you. What is it, Andrew? Hydration. That's what it is. I've known this all week, and of course, because I want to remind you that if you want a picture, a high resolution, if you're part of our pack and you want a high resolution picture of one of our male lions drinking, you need to email the word hydration to info@painterdogtv, so that we can get you that image.
Very cool. Who took the
I think
picture?
that picture, it should be on screen now. I took that picture. Now, I must be honest with you.
I'm quite happy.
I could definitely be more happy, but it was the first picture I've snapped on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. We went out learning roads on the day we arrived. Brent took us out to learn just the main roads, and we were at Lowveld of South Dam, and out of nowhere, a male lion arrived and came, and he had a drink, and so I felt very unprepared. But it was great it was a great way to be introduced to the male lion, one of the two male lions on Rietspruit. But be sure to send your emails in so that we can get you a copy of that.
Apparently someone asked if it's also possible to, what was the question? People say that dog years you multiply by 7, how many years for a leopard? I actually don't know.
Well, an average leopard's life is...
It's like around like
15-ish.
Yeah.
So males will be a little less, females are a little more.
Yeah.
But maybe even if you use 14.
Quite rare though, to have such a all leopard though, I think. I mean, depending on the area.
Yeah,
though.
I think it's completely area dependent. I don't know what the average age of these leopards would be, but I know that textbooks will tell you 16 years. I haven't come across any leopards 16 years, but there were a couple of females who were closing in on 13, 14 at Mala Mala and still had cubs.
Yeah, wow.
So the Flockfield female, one of the females in that area, I think she was 16 or 17 by the time she died, and she had a cub that survived. So he was orphaned around just over a year.
Oh wow.
And he did fine. He was fine. So, but if you.
I think if we
did the maths, if we called a human average age, and this is not really accurate at all, we can do a very crude calculation. So if we say
maybe you might be joining a well-developed routine going in a westerly direction.
So if you said, like, and it's not true, but if you called an average human age roughly 70, give or take, because in some areas it's going to be a lot lower than that, and in other areas it'll be a lot higher than that. If you went with 70 and you divided it by about 15, I would say that it's 1 year every 5 years. That would make sense to me. But it doesn't really work, because if you think about it, by the time they disperse, they're effectively like an 18-year-old child, because they got to be able to live alone. But then...
Yeah, but like for cats, what is like the domestic cat? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know what the domestic cat one was.
Yeah.
Andrew could not have lived alone at 18. This is what he's telling us. Yeah, Andrew still can't live alone. That's why he has us. No, I'm just we're just giving him a hard time. Andrew, if I want to get onto poachers, am I going to go this way? Straight. Okay.
Just trying to confirm IOSA in Garalock running currently.
I never fully understood those things because
What the comparison in
Yeah.
years.
Right, copy that, Brent.
I find it's quite interesting.
Because 7 years, right? If you think about a puppy, when a puppy goes to a new home, dog years, right? It'll go to its new home at like 8 weeks, say roughly. But it's only 7 years old when it's one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm anthropomorphizing too much. I'm projecting human.
What's happening when we do this type of calculation
Is we project all of our human thoughts and feelings onto the animals, and it's my quickest way to wildebeest route, Andrew. Still up here, okay. Myself and Basil drove this drainage line yesterday with the Zoom drive with Marianne, Carol and Michael, and we also had great leopard tracks in the area, and then when the drive ended we found an arena Trojan.
Oh, really?
Which was the first one I've ever seen in my whole life.
Oh, wow, that's epic.
Yeah, I was super excited about it.
Didn't believe me when I told them my track running the sunset.
Yep, the sunsloot has them. There's beautiful vervet monkeys there. Vervet monkeys are my friend when I'm looking for a leopard a lot. I depend on them. I'm just going to go back a bit. They look like they... Are they gone? Oh no, there they are.
Yeah.
They're catching some sun. I don't blame them. It's a chilly day. I would be... If it were up to me, I would be catching sun too. Good stuff, that one's watching us. The reason they're my friends when I'm looking for leopards is because of how they alarm call. So they've got great eyesight, and it's in their best interest as well to be able to call and alert the rest of the troop that, hey, there's a leopard in the area. Usually, actually, the sentinel who starts alarm calling, if they're going to be hunted, that's the one that usually gets hunted. So they really do put their life on the line when they start alarm calling, and because they draw attention to themselves. So they'll go,
Yeah. Really well.
yeah, it's a lot louder than that. But that's not perfect, but it sounds a little bit like that when they're alarm calling, looking for a leopard, or have seen a leopard.
Yeah.
Leopards are a big threat to vervet monkeys because they're one of the only arboreal cats, big cats. So they're spending a lot of time in the trees, and they're very efficient in the trees. And so the only thing a monkey can really do is get so high that the leopard can't, the weight of the leopard is too much for the branches.
Sure.
But I've watched, it's actually the only animal I've watched leopards hunting once it's already started alarm calling.
Is it?
Everything else, the second it alarm calls, a leopard gives up because it doesn't feel like it has the element of surprise, and it can no longer ambush. They're ambush predators. But with a vervet monkey, leopards feel like, hang on a minute, I can get into that tree, and then you're stuck at the top. So I have watched leopards killing vervet monkeys.
So that's a bit of a hectic fight, so. Oof, I hate seeing kills.
You hate seeing kills.
Oh my word, I've seen one and I'm still traumatized about it.
You're still traumatized. Maybe you need to see a few more than one so that
like
you're not traumatized.
I just can't handle the noises. Impossible.
That's true. The noises can be a little bit daunting. Oh, Carol, sorry. She says, no, I need that bird for my bird list. The Narina Trojan, I know, and we just went off air and then he flew in front of us. So you really did just miss it.
Why didn't you take a photo?
We tried, but they're super elusive. Basil was doing acrobatics to try and get a quick shot of it for evidence. But it hung around for a while. We just couldn't quite get our focus on him.
Sure.
Alright, cheers, monkeys.
Yeah, we'll carry on. I don't know, I'm listening to the radio, obviously not right now, but I don't know how lucky we're going to get with this, with the cheetahs. We're going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying, but it doesn't look like it's, well, anything is possible. We have a bit of time, so let's just do our best. It sounds like they're not making it easy because they're not hanging out on the road. They're moving through a block.
I remember
But tell us about the kill you saw, sorry.
Yeah, so the wolf, that was when I was working in Botswana.
Okay.
And actually it was a leopard that killed a baby impala. Or rather, it didn't kill it, it played with it for hours.
Oh, that's difficult.
Yeah, very difficult. And so he ambushed this baby that was with the mother, and the mother just, is it rhino?
Yeah, rhino going the other way.
And yeah, the mother just didn't pay attention for a few seconds, went around, and the leopard saw the opportunity and attacked it. And it actually broke the neck of the baby impala, so that, but like I could see the fear in the eyes of the baby.
But it wasn't dead.
No, it wasn't dead at all. But I think he had a broken spine, and then the leopard started chewing on the tail of the impala. And I still remember the crunching of the bones.
Yes.
And that was like I was feeling very sick actually.
That was enough for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, and I was thinking like, hopefully he didn't feel anything because his spine is broken. I hope the spine is properly broken. No. But that was very traumatizing, and I still hear the crunching in my ears. So that's just like
I can hear it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, a lot of the time when you're listening to predators eating and crunching, it sounds like heavy industrial material scissors cutting through a very thick piece of fabric.
Yeah.
It's like a.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
And that's because of their carnassial shears. It's their tooth structure. The way their teeth are designed is very different to the way our teeth are designed. We crush our food, whereas they actually slice it like scissors.
Okay.
So they aren't even chewing, they're not masticating their food. What happens is they're biting off chunks and swallowing that whole. And that actually helps keep them fuller for longer because their digestive system has to work harder to break down chunks of raw meat. But it does have a very distinctive sound that...
interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Ugh. It is gross, actually.
Yeah.
But when you spend a lot of time with them and you know this has to happen.
No, like I agree it has to happen. I just don't want to be part of it.
I just don't want to know.
I just don't want to see it, basically. Yeah.
I know that when I was, in the Sabi Sands, we had lions that died of starvation.
Which is also a terrible death.
And it was like they were just under a year old. They were cubs, but they were quite big. And the mothers just for about 12 days could not make a kill. Every time which was very unusual. Usually they would kill, a couple of impala an evening, and maybe they'd go one evening, they wouldn't get one, or every so often. But this was a very long spell, almost 2 weeks, where they didn't make a kill, and
then you just get into like a spiral.
Yeah, because you're. Yeah, we have got trucks of lions. Speaking of lions, okay, that's good. They're going in the direction we're going, so promising. But the point was, you think you don't want to see a kill until you watch lions dying, actually physically watching them dying of starvation, and suddenly something in me, I always knew this, but something in me flipped from, it really is life and death for both species.
100%, yeah.
The difference between making a kill, the prey species dies, not making a kill, and I'm watching lions dying, and it was just this sobering reality of, oh my word, it really is an exchange of life.
It's an exchange of energy.
Yeah, well, literally. I'm gonna go this way. Andrew, is that fine?
No, like I 100% agree with you. Like I think,
yeah,
I'm very happy when I see like a predator on a kill.
I just don't want to watch it die.
No, exactly. I just don't want to see the process.
Yes, yeah, I'm
It
with
was
you.
very interesting. Like when I was in Bots also, like we had some guests that were saying, I really want to see a kill. And then one day actually shame it was a family and they had like 2 youngsters, 2 young kids.
And then you see a kill and they're like,
they saw
oh.
a kill and they arrived back in camp. Like the kids were in tears and the father was traumatized. He was like, why didn't you tell us like it was going to be like that? My kids are traumatized. I'm like, wow. what can I say? Yeah, first like you actually kind of like lucky to have seen the process.
Yeah,
And also
actually
you
very
wanted
lucky.
to, so what do you think happens? You know, like it's
It's not pretty. It's not like going to
No,
the
not at
shop
all.
and buying your meat.
Yeah.
What is in airtight
yeah,
packaging?
I almost want to say like this is what you don't see in
yeah,
abattoirs. So
yeah.
yeah. But
There's a fine line. I've had some pretty crazy kills, and the worst is always the ones that go on too long.
no, exactly because like I think wild dogs actually.
A little impala back there. I'm actually going to carry on, keep our momentum, see if we can catch up with my bye-bye and her cub. But yes, wild dog kills, they're fast.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Like it's hectic, but it's
It happens quickly.
yeah. You hold back one impala up. I think
Done.
I didn't
Yeah.
have much time to understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone grabbed the part and then finished. Oof, but yeah. But also, I do think like that you know in this moment, like the animals go normally, I believe, into shock also.
Yeah.
So with less pain.
Stations, I'll be interested in responding to the cheetah and cub sighting. I'm about 5 out. Can I keep approaching? Copy, and then just confirm it's the best approach is still from Hoofpad. Copy. I'm quite excited.
Are we getting to?
I haven't,
another city cat?
I'm hoping so. I haven't met Mabai or her cub.
Oh, is it? Oh,
I've spent a lot of time with the cheetah boys. I've had some intimate moments with what is probably this cub's dad. But or definitely.
Yeah.
maybe not definitely, because you actually never know with transient males and who can and can't breach the fence. I'll never say.
Because it happened between Blue Canyon and here that the leopards went, the cheetahs.
Cheetahs. I'm not. Look, I mean,
Well,
all that
crossed once,
historical
I think
stuff.
so,
I think
yeah.
they have crossed definitely, and there's a lot of. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of cheetahs are easier to retain than leopards. Leopards
yeah.
are absolutely impossible. You're
Yeah.
never going to enclose a leopard unless you put it in an aviary.
No, exactly.
You know, you're not going to keep a leopard in, and that's fine. That's part of what makes them such a successful species is they know how to survive and they know how to escape. But the cheetahs can get out, and there are concerns in certain parks of how cheetahs do breach fences. But I still kind of think, I used to think when I was younger that animals getting out of fences was the worst thing that can happen, and it's not good. I'm not saying that they're safe, but it does tell me something about the character and the persistence of a species if it knows how to. They know how to survive just like we know how to survive. Survival comes naturally, and if that means that they need to get through a barrier that they believe is stopping the survival, they're going to, and I think that's quite cool.
Very
Albeit
persistent.
a little bit difficult. I should have been on the other junction, right, Andrew? Or can I keep going? No. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I mean, they both get to the same area, but I just want to get the most direct route because. Woo! Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of Marine. Are you fine?
Yeah, I'm fine. Not good.
Little thorn bushes there.
Killing the cameraman and the game.
Yeah. Okay. We
Look at me. Survival of the fittest on this vehicle this morning. And right now, by virtue of the fact that I'm the driver, I am the fittest. I will survive. Okay, this is where we actually want to be. Do you have plans to expand the project?
Oof, not at the moment.
Just about settling in
Yeah.
to what's working at the moment.
No, exactly, and I think also it's important before like expanding to like make sure we have everything we need to have something that's going to make sense. Also,
Yeah.
you know, that we have the right data. Like also, I mean, this project is kind of like a bit of a pilot project. Also.
It is the pilot, yes, that's true.
Pilot study, so we might have like to adjust some things like with time depending on the result of the first study and all of that. So I'd rather focus on an area and make sure that it actually has the right impact rather than try to expand too much. You know?
Yeah. And are you using the research to publish, or are you
Yeah, so
using
like
it to?
I have like 2 interns now. So Laura, she's working on like occupancy modeling, so like distribution of the leopard according to like environmental and anthropogenic factors.
Okay.
So she's looking at all of the data there, and she's doing this as part of her master.
Okay.
So we will be looking at for her to publish definitely.
That's great.
And then there's another student who's doing a complete different survey. We're doing a socio-ecological surveys in the wildlife estates
Oh wow.
to understand like the human perception of the risk of living in those estates, and like the aim is to increase coexistence.
Oh, beautiful.
And just because all of these people, you know, they decided to come and leave. There's a vulture there. No, there's a vulture.
Where?
No, it's not a vulture.
Oh, up
No,
here.
it's a batelia.
Batelia. There are vultures. No, it's
there's
2
one
white-backed
there.
vultures. They're above us, but we're not going to make Andrew do
No.
too much work. Never mind, he's choosing to do it himself. No. Don't worry, Andrew. Not while we're moving. We're gonna keep our focus.
Okay.
We're gonna settle for the second best spotty cat. I'm being very controversial.
Definitely, it's not the first best.
Very controversial because everybody knows where my loyalty lies.
Where's your loyalty?
I'm seriously a leopard.
Is it?
Okay. Kind of fixated. But for all different reasons to what people normally say. I mean, it's not that they're beautiful or that they, you know, that there's not that much known about them or that they're elusive. To me, it's that they can be all of those things, but they're also there's a lot of complexities to their behavior.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that, quite frankly, the textbooks have incredibly wrong about leopards.
Is it?
Yeah, well, in my time, observing leopards, and obviously we were very lucky, but we were told that there's no paternal investment.
Yeah.
And I have seen male leopards contact calling their cubs,
Really?
feeding off the same kill as their cubs, sharing. You know, they're not with them all the time. Where are these cheetahs? This is where they're meant to be. Station in control of the female cheetah and cub.
Make your way along the road to Lowveld of Rietspruit. I'm on the left-hand side.
Exciting.
Cubby, have you got my audio or my visual?
I've got the audio.
Who is that on
What
the
did I
other
just
side?
do?
Just leave it, it'll vanish eventually.
Okay. Yeah, he just said he's on our left-hand side, so he's in the west somewhere along here. Yeah, and then there's other things as well. You know, we had situations where we would get the paternity results, or we'd see male leopards interacting frequently and almost checking in on the female raising their cub. We'd observe almost weekly, but let's say monthly sightings of, there's a vehicle here, so the cheetahs are here. Monthly sightings of this female leopard, her cub, and the male who's the presumed father, and then we would see another male trying to kill the cub, and then we would get the paternity test, and
But he's on cub.
the one who has been raising it and playing dad is actually not the father, and the one who's tried to kill it is in fact the father. So there's a lot of
Interesting, yeah.
complex. Yeah, I've got the cheetah. Thanks, Andrew.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna go in from this angle.
Oh, I love that. So the cat. It's exciting. Oh, he's so cute. Hello. Oh my word, it's cute.
There's a little bit of aware of us there. This is amazing.
How many cubs are left? One.
She's just got the one cub at the moment. Well, yeah. I think she had more than one.
She had, didn't she have 5?
On our leopard drive, and we're with some cheetahs. We were just chatting about, thank you. We were just chatting about this female and her cub yesterday on the Zoom drive. And I'm not sure. Everyone's asked if it's a little boy or a little girl, and I'm actually not sure.
It looks like a male to me. No? I don't know.
Liz, do animals suffer from the thorns? You know, you'll watch them moving around, and they'll, if they get them in their foot, they either shake their foot or they will use their mouths to remove the thorns from their pads. So they do step on thorns, but thorns don't impact their lives like they would impact our lives if we walked around barefoot. We've become pretty soft as a species to things like thorns. They live with them and they encounter them frequently, but they have very thick and robust pads on the base of their feet, and then if they do manage to pierce their foot, they just pull it out and they carry on. There's no time for drama when you live in the wild. You've got to just, no time for drama and no time for weakness. So they just remove them and they carry on. They make a almost no fuss over thorns. Exactly, Mary. They do step on them quite frequently and they just get on with it. I've seen leopards do it, lions do it, cheetahs do it, wild dogs, all of them really.
Yeah. Animals are so tough.
It's tricky, I think, when it's not a carnivore. They seem to have more flexibility to be able to reach their foot and pull it out. When it's an antelope and they get it in their hoof, that can be a little bit more debilitating.
Harder to remove also, I don't know.
But then you'll watch them scraping their hoof. Also the hoof is harder, so it doesn't penetrate the hoof like it would the pad.
Very nice. No. Do they have a name, those cheetahs?
The female is called Mabai, which means elegant.
Oh, okay.
And we haven't named the little one yet.
Yeah, you have to wait a bit more. And the male?
The two males.
Yeah.
Well, it's quite cheeky, but they're the only dominant coalition in this area, the only two males we have. Yeah. And we've affectionately called them Fence and Line because they spend a lot of time on the fence line.
Oh, really? This is quite funny.
Quite ridiculous, but in a good way.
Yeah. You could have at least translated into like a local language. Yeah, no, something.
No one would have known.
Yeah. Who is that in the other car?
It's one of the Leadwood homeowners. She's grooming.
Sweet.
And the cub looks like he's resting. How amazing is the skeletal structure of these animals, that they can lie down. Their body is completely flat and their head can be at 90 degrees to the body.
True.
They're anatomically perfect. Hello. This female's done really well. She raised the 2 females that were eventually moved away.
Ah, so it's not her first litter.
Oh no, she's had at least 3 litters.
And like successful.
No, she lost her very first, well, the first litter that we've recorded, she lost.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Then her second litter, she had 5 and raised 2 daughters to independence from that litter, which was great.
Okay, where are they now?
They were moved to Zambia, Bangwelu.
Okay.
But I actually don't think that either of them survived. I think that there was quite a bit of human-wildlife conflict up there.
Oh, really? Oh. Okay.
She's thin. She could have a meal. They are so beautiful. I'm happy to have finally met them.
I'm going to sound a bit controversial now, but I do think cheetahs are a bit funny looking.
A bit funny looking.
Yeah. I don't know.
They have really small heads.
Yeah, the shape of their head is not. It's not like round like a leopard. It's a bit more elongated. I don't know.
It is. Everything about them streamlined for
Yeah.
running.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Just a bit.
Maybe it's also the teardrop markings that give the optical illusion of a longer face.
I mean, yeah, the whole body. I mean, I know they're built for the right thing, but I mean, I don't know. It's more funny looking.
Especially when you're used to studying leopards, and so your framework for the perspectives are very. Their body composition is so different.
Absolutely. Oh, I do find leopards way too beautiful. Make it really like pinch my heart. Like especially the female. I just like.
They are very, very
females are
beautiful.
the most beautiful thing in the world. Be cute also. Sure.
That's exactly what I'm saying, Mary. Mary says when you spend so much time looking at leopards, a cheetah does look a little bit like she says, a pinhead.
Yeah, yes, I agree. That's true. But also like the orange eyes.
Yes, the
Gives
eye
like-
colour is very different.
Yeah. Oh, cute.
That cub is adorable. How strong her chest is. You can see the muscle strength there, the way she's sitting. You can really look at how well designed she is to be able to hunt and prey species.
So how old are the cheetah? What age do they actually lose the white on the back,
The
Makes-
longer hair.
Yeah, that makes it look like a honey
It's-
badger.
I mean, the males still have the males that we have here. I mean, they're fully mature adult males, and they still have. I mean, it's not a mane, but I want to use the word a mane, which obviously it's not.
Active cheetah sighting just near Lowveld of South Africa, female and a cub.
And then, but as soon as they start maturing, so from 18 months onwards, it's going to start falling out. The main purpose of that, for those who main purpose of that is to help blend them in the grass. So it's the same effect as trying to half close. If you half close your eyes when you're looking at something and it blurs, that's the effect of the fluff.
Yeah.
On the baby, is that it's trying to create that effect for when other predators are in the area. If it just lies down, I mean, even now that baby is so well blended,
No, it's true.
and it's far more sleek than it would have been, or than it was a couple of months ago. So gradually they start to lose it. It's already lost a bit of it, and this one's not too old, right, Andrew? Like 8 months, I think.
Cub.
Yeah.
If that, yeah. I'd say, I think it was November or December they were born.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So a little bit older than that.
Oh, like is December.
December.
So like 9, yeah. When are we? October, yeah.
About 10 months old.
Yeah.
That would make sense to me. Maureen, Carol is asking, how are the wine sales going? And can you just explain to people what that's
Yes.
about?
Carol, do you want some wine? No, she's looking. Yeah, so Carol, actually, like I'm very happy because, you know, like all the presentation that I did in different lodges, I brought the wine. And first, I mean, the guests love it. I mean, the wine is gorgeous. Just for everyone, the name of the winemaker, like it's called Arid Wine. So it's a winemaker from Stellenbosch area. Oh, sweet. Oh, no, sorry.
I need my binoculars to check if we've got a little boy or a little
Sorry,
girl.
guys. We're focusing on... Oh, no, it's so cute.
Still quite a bit of fluff on the back of the neck there that will eventually drop, but it's looking quite
She's
sleek.
grooming him. Or her.
Sorry to interrupt you, the wine sales.
Yeah, but I mean, this is very exciting. This is very cute. Yeah, so basically, so quite a few of the lodges that I brought the wine to are like interested in getting some, and they actually bought me some wine. So I had quite a few bottles delivered in Rietspruit.
Oh wow!
I had 6 boxes, and I'm getting another 4 on Monday. So yeah, it's going well, and then also finally, got a distributor in the area who would be interested in giving it also to the lodges.
Wow.
And it's been hard because, you know, you need to keep pushing all the time. Oh no, this is so cute.
And how does that work
Sorry.
for fundraising?
So actually, Arid Wine gives like a significant... Sorry, this is way too cute.
Way too cute. Look at that.
Oh my word, it's so cute.
The mother is so tolerant.
This is adorable. This is biting.
I'm not seeing anything that's telling me that this is a male. I think it's a little girl.
Is it?
Yeah. There's not enough evidence beneath the tail for me to think it's a little boy. It was
Cute.
only a very quick glimpse, so I can't be sure, but if my life depended on it, I think I would say that it's a girl.
You would go girl, yeah.
She has got a lot of fluff around her head, which might be why some of you think that she's got more structure to it, but it's probably just all the excess fur.
It's crazy how flat they are now.
If you didn't know they were here,
Yeah.
you could drive right past now.
Cute. Yeah. But yeah, so like potentially we might get the wine distributed in Rietspruit.
Okay, that's wonderful.
So like making good progress on that. So like, and a significant, basically any wine that I sell, I get the difference between like cost price and retail price, which is a very good.
Oh, you get that for research?
Yeah,
okay,
for
that's
Ingwe,
amazing.
Yeah. And then when we get bigger, then it would be like a percentage. Oh no, so cute.
Yeah. And what would you say the one thing you need funding for the most is? You know.
To be fully honest, one of the bigger thing is like operation, which is part of my
Operations,
salary also.
Yeah.
The thing is, like,
absolutely.
It's so annoying because, like, in terms of, if you look at like grants, opportunities, they never cover the cost, like the salaries of the researchers, like never. And this is kind of like frustrating in the sense that, you know, although I think most of us are in conservation, we love our jobs, but we also
Have to
can't
live.
just- yeah, we need to put food on the table. So it's also like one of the reality. So, you know, if we also don't have money for ourselves, then we also can't run
Can't
the
do the
project.
research, yeah.
So it's more like because this is the toughest thing to get money for.
It's an operational cost.
Yeah, which is the normal operational cost basically. But I think for oh, this is so cute.
This is
Sorry.
just high quality, isn't it?
Yeah, this is awesome. Sorry guys, I'm just a bit distracted with the cheetah. Oh no, this is so
Definitely looks like a little girl.
You think so, eh? Yeah.
I'm not 100%
Yeah.
sure, but I think so.
Just going to jump.
No, the males are definitely not related to Mabai. Oop, here he comes. That would be inbreeding. So the first male that was in the area was called Impy, and he's no longer in the area. Did he die or was he moved out?
Yeah.
I think, okay, you think he died. So her first cubs were from a different male, and now we have Fence and Line, and one of them has sired this cub. But it's very important in these systems for us to keep track of who's genetically related to who, so that we don't find ourselves in a situation where there is inbreeding. So the Metapopulation Initiative are constantly in control and understanding the genetics of all of the cheetahs within the metapopulation system, so that when they get to sexual maturity, if they're in a fenced reserve, they can be moved into an area where they are genetically different from the other individuals in the area. Watch, this little cub is coming back.
This is very cool.
This is super cool. In the shade. My Baba-has got to play quite an active role in raising this cub because she's only got the one. So like leopard, she'll have to be playing a lot and enjoying, well, not enjoying, but stimulating her cub so that it learns to hunt and how to be a cheetah in the wild. Play is so vital for their development.
This is very cool.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, I think then one of the expenses that is going to come is like if we manage to get the like signs on the roads, also
Yes.
like not with, I mean the speed bump, but also like potential like signs.
Warning and
Yeah, but like I'd like to have like signs of like of known leopard basically. This is very cool. Oh no, they're right.
yes, they are. They look like they're heading towards the dam. We might go with them or let this vehicle follow and then we'll go with them. But absolutely that'll be another thing that will require a fair amount of
funding,
funding and input, definitely, for the protection of them.
And like I've been in contact with quite a few artists actually
Oh yes?
that are willing to do them. Ah, it's Simon.
Hi there.
Hi.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, for now. You'll see me soon, I promise.
Yeah, we're gonna follow you.
Yeah, so I like to do like signs with like non-individual, and some of artists in Cape Town
Yes.
actually like reach out and were like, okay, I will do the drawing. They would like paint, for example, a picture of Nsakelo,
Oh wow.
and then so we make him into a sign.
Yes,
you
watch
know,
out.
which kind of like also you know, when people see the sign, it's not like a basic road sign. It's actually one with a story behind.
Okay,
Which
that's
actually I also think is going to be more impactful.
then just
So like having a couple of those very non-leopards in the area put up,
Yes.
and then one is a bit harsh, but like also wherever a leopard was killed on the road, put one of those signs. Say like, I don't know, like Rulani, August 2024 here.
yeah,
you know.
yeah. That's
So
actually quite clever.
I do think this.
Yeah.
I think this will be like a bit quite impactful actually. So like money would be
Can you get
required
around
for
to the
that.
other side?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that would be wise. Also, just make people aware. Are most of the leopards killed after dark, or?
So actually, all of the leopards that died happened in the weekend,
Okay,
and
all of them have been
yeah,
killed in the weekend.
and it was on the body was found Saturday and Sunday morning,
that is so
which gives
cool.
quite a bit of
So-
information also.
Yeah,
drinking
people-
and driving and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
there's a lot of. Are you
Yeah.
good, Andrew?
It's actually quite cool how they both like standing.
It is very cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I do think like people are a bit more like careless in the weekend.
Definitely.
And I also like with the roadkill, the 7 day. I mean, plus the train, but
Yeah, the train's an unavoidable.
no, this one we really can't do anything, unfortunately.
Yeah, a train is just
Yeah.
tricky.
But it's also like the 7 is only what we know of.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like there's also, and we're only talking leopards. I know, last weekend the beer festival.
Mm-hmm.
I was like quite concerned that someone will call me and be like, "There's a dead leopard on the road." It was not a leopard who died, but like a wild dog. The wild dog was hit, so it
Oh,
died.
really?
Yeah. So like this is also, I do feel this information really need to be put out to the public, because if people realize how often actually
It's so
animal
strange.
gets
It's
killed,
not
it's
something
like-
that I'm aware of.
no,
So-
exactly, people don't know about it.
I think what we'll do, if it's okay with everybody, I think let's try and extend for 5 minutes. Let's see, we're just quite close to the dam now. We'll just take it to 10 to 8, take the stream to 10 to 8, see if she does head to the dam. And being a cheetah, she's going to be a lot more cautious about her approach to an area where there could be other threats to her. She is, we've spoken about it quite a lot, but as a cheetah, she's at the bottom of the apex predator pecking order. And so these approaching water and trying to make her way to any area that could be frequented by other big predators is going to take a bit of time. But let's just see if they're going to head in that direction. Give us 5 more minutes to see if they are going to head to the dam.
You?
And
Chilly.
trying to make her way. Whoopsie, that's me. Sorry. Everybody's saying that this mum and Mabaibai and her cub have been such a fun way to end the drive. They have.
This is very cool.
Also really cool to have such fresh male leopard
Yeah.
tracks and scat as well.
Do you have a drive this
It would
afternoon?
be, I don't, but we might, maybe we'll go out and spend a bit more time in that area and just see if we can walk a bit more, and
Yeah.
maybe if we're lucky, we can find him. It would just be so good to start spending time with the leopards and habituating them. She's going to come this way and check out the water. What she really doesn't want, and what we really don't want, is for her to come in contact with the lions. But they're not,
Yeah.
to our knowledge, they're not in this area, so... This is so cool, everyone. Just Marine's getting some content on her phone that isn't leopards.
I'm just going to pretend they have rosette. Can be flexible.
It can be flexible. It's a big cat after all. It's nice to see this little cub quite relaxed as well.
She's beautiful actually. Yeah.
They remind me of Great Dane dogs with the long
Yeah,
legs
true.
and the spots. I mean, not Great Dane, sorry, Dalmatians.
Yeah.
I got it wrong. I've been in the bush for too long. Look at her skulking past us. So cool, my word. Maybe she'll settle down next to us and then her cub will come here.
The way they walk, she's always scared of something, you know.
Yeah,
I think
she
they're
is.
not confident predator.
You see the scar on her elbow. I wonder how she got that.
They are wrong, yeah. Are you a girl or a boy? You a girl.
This is so good. This little cubby, when we first arrived, we were much further away from it in this sighting, and it was a little bit nervous. But now, I mean, it's
Yeah, it looks very good.
it's decided to sit right in front of the vehicle, and Mom is quite not far, but far from the cub on the left-hand side. This is so cool. Nice work, Andrew. Mom's not so sure it wants to go to the water, but the cub is saying, "Come on, Mom, be brave." Yes,
so
Mary's
high
saying, "What a lovely way for me to be introduced to Mabai and her cub." It is so lovely. I'm probably with the wind and the way they're moving, I think it will be. That might be the last. That might be the last of them.
Sure.
Wow, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for staying with
Yeah.
us an extra 5 minutes. It's been so much fun chatting
Yeah.
leopards with Marine.
Thank you everyone for joining. Yeah, sorry you couldn't find the right spotted cat, but that was pretty epic though.
A cheetah will do.
Yeah.
If you're interested in having more conversations one-on-one, or not one-on-one, but having your questions answered, or if you want to chat further with Marine, she'll be doing a drive on this, well, with Gareth, on the 17th of August in the evening,
Of
which
August
is
of October.
Sorry, of October. My goodness me, I'm stuck. And that'll be the 4:30 Standard African time. So I don't know what time that is. Tickets are available. You've got to email info@paintedog.tv, and they're $25 a ticket. All of that money is going to go to Ingwe Research Program. And I think Gareth will take that drive, because then the two science brains can really get into the science behind it all.
Very cool.
But yeah, if you want to show your support, if you're interested to chat to Marine and have a bit more focused questions and comments and all that leopard stuff, please do join us. But until then, we'll see you soon, and you'll see Marine a bit later on in the month.
Cheers.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Dear future filmmakers, Africa is calling. It's time to reawaken your wild. Painted Dog TV is offering an internship unlike any other. Join our pack and see the world through a whole new lens. live and work in the beating heart of the South African bush and become part of our mission to share it with the world. For the love of wildlife. For the storytellers of our future. Painted Dog TV internships.